The reverberations are still rippling across Turkey after last month's failed military coup. The purges in the military, the police, in academia have been accompanied by a crackdown on the news media. So far, 16 television channels, 45 newspapers, 3 news agencies and myriad websites have all been shut down. 62 journalists have been arrested with more warrants pending. The common thread here is the allegation that those journalists and news outlets are aligned with or sympathetic to the Gulen movement, led by a Turkish cleric in exile in the U.S., Fethullah Gulen. Gulen is a former ally of President Tayyip Erdogan, but that relationship went sour a few years back, and Erdogan now accuses Gulenists and their media outlets of trying to create a parallel state in Turkey and masterminding the coup attempt. Ultimately, this is a story about the threat to democracy in Turkey, which has proven to be very real, and the proportionality of the government's response to that threat. It also revealed that given a choice between a democratically elected government that has been very tough on the news media and a military coup, Turkish news outlets opted to back the former. Our starting point this week is Istanbul. A parade of Turkish journalists rounded up and taken to court for alleged ties to the Gulen movement, the organization the government says was behind the botched coup. The number of journalists arrested, 62, was just that, a number, until a reporter based in Washington, Mahir Zeynalov, through a simple yet potent series of tweets, turned their legal cases into stories by showing the faces behind the figures.
There's a story behind of each of these reporters. They are excellent columnists, excellent reporters. And I can say that not all of them were Gülen movement followers. There's, for example, Şahin Alpay, who is a left-wing columnist who has been always supporting liberal democracy. If there's someone who should be blamed for military coup d'etat, Şahin Alpay would be the last one. Or Nazlı Ilıcak, who is a liberal democrat who has always promoted civilian governments and always wanted lesser role of military in politics. And when I decided to tell their stories, I summed up in every tweet. I posted their photos, handcuff photos, and at the end of each tweet, I wrote arrested as the price they paid for standing up to the government.